It's the day before Memorial Day, year 2015. And Memorial Day is a day when we worship we're trained to worship, we're programmed to worship um, Christian terrorists, for lack of a better term, lack of a better emotional grunt. Once you make it back with GalileoTime or gTime, where that you're one with mind and body, your Earth time, like Lily here, not Lily, I mean Jenny, that, you realize that this whole ManTime paradigm is a religion to be thinking from it. And so we worship, this is Memorial Day, and I see it over and over again. We're worshiping killers. We're worshiping, our failure. Because we're not, because we're less than language and we're a bunch of robots for the system, conducted by money. And G-Timers of the Tech Age fixes all that. It's like, I always say, I gotta say it to you real quick, I'll give you the whole 1, 2, 3, is that, if you picture yourself as a wild animal in nature, okay, you see your life depends on how well you think with objects outside your body. Just talk about food safety, shelter. I mean, you gotta think with objects only that are on here. Human language is different than communication. That you got to think with objects outside your body, and we as a species use human language as our communication. It's a tool. It's notation. It's always evolving. It's not something that, we set in stone. We can't be word slaves anymore. But you could always fall back on that wild animal logic like Jenny here. The Memorial Day, it's, with 2 classes at a time, and once you make the full-on shift to Earth time, and that man time is something you conduct. Anything that needs us to exist is something we conduct, and that means that we give it as a gift to our children, like one single package. Everything that needs us to exist, anything that she doesn't have, is easily separated with time right now. Okay, I don't know if it'll be that way in the future, but we'll all be dead. It's like we will die of natural causes instead of... the state is the only modern religion that demands, human sacrifice. And I think Galileo knew this. It's like, that's why he stayed in jail. He could have recanted. Hey, but I think that, on this subject here, there was a guy named Giordano Bruno. They burned him at the stake not long before they jailed Galileo for life for trying to unite religion and science. Well, they can't stop us from separating language by time with technology. We can all do it with syllabification external from our body because we treat, English or the top 10 internet languages as stupid notation. And if you separate it with syllabification, you can match all the words to the different, no matter what the language is, you can separate it by time by what needs us to exist and what does not. And then the kids get to keep, have reserved word sets, and they get to keep their, their native behavior of thinking with objects outside their body. Big old bird just flew by. So anyway, this whole thing with this Memorial Day, I don't know. I see the people that they're honoring, and they're all these soldiers, these poor children that are like teenagers and 20s and 30s and stuff. And I think of the little kids going to kindergarten, getting, brainwashed to be from 2015. What needs us to exist. You're a word slave. The evolution of slavery was something that, that was a precursor to what we're doing. G-timers of the tech age. GalileoTime. GalileoTime of the technological age, where we class, where you're, your Earth time before man time. We have a choice. It's not about, we could be, you don't have to be word slaved anymore. You get to be free. You never lose your freedom of youth. But you got to be a hero. And on that note, I wonder what Galileo felt on his deathbed. Because Look. See my friend. Hi, Raven. What are you doing, Ravy? Ha ha. So anyway, I wonder what Galileo felt on his deathbed. You know, he could have recanted it, but he didn't. Well, on our deathbed, we'll be all able to smile and go, we were the first to grow freedom in recorded history. You know, no other generation has grown freedom. And that's because we've, you know, in recorded history, you know, how is history recorded? With recorded language. Once you rise above recorded language and you start getting your native behavior back, then you're like, oh gosh, I trust everybody. Because I trust myself. But yeah, this whole thing with the Memorial Day, it's hard for me. I just, you know, think of everything and, you know, how are we going to deal with it as a species, as one body of mankind? Move your finger, model the internet. I love you all. Bye-bye now. I enjoyed speaking with you.